For the second model, I use KNN model, which is I use the same split data, which is 80% 20%, and I got the accuracy is only 34.49%. And between both model, I identified that the first model, which the decision tree, is the highest accuracy model. So I use that to predict which is the to predict the future spot for every person, and this is the result I get. That's all.
Let's see. Go up a bit. Scroll up a bit. Okay, so this is for decision tree, KNN. Okay, now here it doesn't matter what algorithm, as long as it's two different algorithms that you choose, right? And between those two that you choose, the one which seems to be better, accuracy which is higher, will be the one used for the testing. Okay, so I'm not concerned about whichever, if one student using decision tree and can, and another person using two different algorithms, as long as within his solution those two are compared, and the one higher is the one used for testing. All right, so one thing that is that could be add on here is that I'm guessing what is the split data values. It would be good if you can maybe put a note.
Oh, okay.
70-30, that would be something not for me to guess, because I don't know how you split. Okay. 30-20, like set role. What did you set? Okay, be clear so that I'm not guessing. Don't just leave it as set role. For example, set role. What did you change here? So you can either change the name of the operator, rename it, or you can put a note, another note, just to explain everything inside the design. Or you can type out in words what did you do for that particular design. Okay, that's something that we can add on to this, right? So can you what was this? Okay, these are the two parts that you compare. So this is sufficient, just as long as I have the picture of the design and then the output. Yeah, so that would be sufficient for me to compare the two design. Okay, now let's go down a little bit. Okay, this is testing. Okay, now this is important as well. You notice that, okay, the split data, yeah, the split data, this is correct. Okay, this is correct because the split data operator is still there, and the model which is formed here is actually using whatever was the outcome of the split data operator. And you change the name of the rich CSV2 into, what is it, spots uncategorized, right? So name the file name, rename the file so that I know. The first one is spots uncategorized, categorized, okay? The other one. So use the right name so that I'm not guessing what is the name of the file that you're reading, okay? So this is the correct one. Now, I notice, of course, initially we have done something using the testing data, and we did not measure the performance, remember? So what we did last time, there are some solutions. If you notice before this, I did not do combination of the one which is split and the one which is reading the second testing data. This is the correct one that I'm looking for. Meaning to say, when you use the testing data, make sure it is actually connected to the model which was created using the same split portion. Don't use without the split. Okay, this is the correct one that I'm saying. Later we'll see when I think Tan later on will ask you to share. It's a different solution. Okay, so what I'm emphasizing here is that when you do the testing and training together here, make sure the model is generated based on the same one that you have done up previously. In the first two part, you compare, right? You compare and you find out that decision tree perform better. So maintain that split data and the decision tree model. Do not remove the split data, because if you remove, that means that the model was created using 100% of the training data, which is, it would be different, right? So this is the correct one. Meaning to say, if you have decided split data was 80-20 and you use that to create the model, make sure when you test it out with the testing data, it is still using the 80-20 created model created using the 80-20, right? So this part, you better make sure that it is using this combination, right? So make sure you test on the same split data model. Okay, so if you do not have the split data part here and you simply created the model based on the whole training set, it's not exactly correct, because I'm testing on the one which were evaluated earlier, which was created using the 80-20, right? So you must show the design and you must also show this result. So this is what I want as well, all right? So these two must be in. So make sure the design of the one in testing is connected this way, right? So if you have done this, you should have gotten full mark. So the only thing that can be improved here is naming of the operator. Either you do that or you put a note next to it to indicate what are you reading. So, for example, what is the name of the testing file? What is the name of the training file? And the split data, it was split into like 70-30 or 80-20. So make it clear, meaning to say, do some comments on your design as well, so that I'm not guessing, right? So any question on that? If you have done that, that means the first part is answered. Let's take a look at the question again. Question. Okay. So the question, you show how you are able to evaluate the algorithm by comparing, and you also show the results of the final model that you choose. All right. Any other question? Any question? Anyone? So for the rapid minor part, that's it. So you can do that in 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Simply screenshot and put it in words, and finally later everything must be converted into PDF to be submitted to Putra Blast. Any questions?
Yes, doctor.
Yeah.
Doctor, when we split the data, we
Split.
hello,
I can't hear you. What is it?
doctor. When we split the data 70-30, and when you put it on apply model, we didn't. We didn't. Can you show in the here? In the share screen.
Which one? The testing, you mean?
Yeah.
No, you cannot show the performance because the testing.
I mean here when he split that data, he didn't change it. He didn't put the split data on the apply model.
We
70-30.
Diagram are you referring to? Okay, this one is it? Are you referring to this diagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I mean is when we split it, he put maybe 70 on the training for decision tree. How about the other 30?
Yeah.
On the apply model, right?
Yeah. Just now we comment. Just now we comment. Make sure you put a note to explain split data. Or like someone was also asking, what if they're using a different operator, multiply, or some of you maybe use cross validation and so on? Fine, it's fine. As long as you put a note there so that otherwise you have to zoom into the operator and I don't want that too much answer in the your solution. Just put a note where, if you're using split data, what was the parameter used? If you're using multiply, or if you're using cross validation, doesn't matter. You can use because it's acceptable, right? As long as you show the design. Yes, you can use cross validation. You can as long as you show the comparison of those two, any two algorithm. It doesn't be there's no fix. as long as you choose two algorithm, which is suitable for classification in this case. And any operator can be used instead of split. You can use cross-validation, you can use multiply and so on, which is acceptable as well. Those are the ones done for the comparison of these two algorithms. This one is when you apply the testing, right? So here, this is the same way. Even if you use cross-validation and so on, you need to when you connect to the apply model, the unlabeled part must take the testing data set. The model generated, okay, how the model was generated from the algorithms, it must be, okay, the earlier part for the read the training, do the selection, or whatever cross-validation, split data, or whatever multiply, it doesn't matter. As long as when you use the apply model operator, the model must be the same as the one that you evaluated earlier, right? So it must be consistent. You cannot use split data in your evaluation and then in the final part you use cross-validation, for example. You cannot do that. It must be consistent. So if you use cross-validation earlier in those two evaluation, continue up until here, continue with cross-validation. All right. So make sure it is consistent on how you develop the prediction model. And then it must be connected to the unlabeled data set, which is your testing data set. Is that clear or what?
Yep, clear.
All right. So as long as I have these three different diagrams, the first one to compare, to evaluate the performance of the first algorithm. The for applying the model. So instead of testing data set, all right? So you should get that mark for the rapid minor task. Any questions? Any questions on that? Any other question on that? What was the, okay, let me take a look. Okay. So you can use whatever to come up with a better accuracy. You can use cross validation, so on. So the values of the accuracy is not a concern. It's the way that you are able to show me that you are able to design a solution, right? So the values are not important in this task. It's just to confirm that you are able to perform this task, right? Because this is on problem solving, critical thinking part that I'm evaluating. Okay, any other question? Any other question? So thank you for sharing us your work, Khalid. So now we would like to invite Tan to show solution on the Tableau. Right. So I have some comments now. Later, maybe there are some other students who have also come up with a solution. Just now that I checked, up till before the class, only 2 students submitted, which is Khalid as well as Tan. Okay. So Tan, can you share your solution on the second question?
Hello, doctor.
Yeah.
I only solve the document Word or the Tableau.
Just the word.
Okay.
Yeah. Just the word. Later we'll see. If your friends need to know how you come up with it, then you have to show us. Can you zoom in a little bit bigger? Okay. Now.
So can you see me? Can you see my word?
Yeah, a little bit bigger boleh.
Okay. Boleh.
Okay. So what about the others? Are you able to? Okay. Zoom in a bit more. Okay. Okay. That's fine.
Okay. So for the first question is do a map visualization that display the city with the highest total of product return. So firstly, I will do the hierarchy for the locations. So I drag the country, state, city, and the postal code together as a location. So, and then the second step, I will drag the return to the color, and then I will change it to the measure count. So you will see that ESCNT is mean the count for the return. And then I will drag
Yeah.
the
Are you able to hear me? Kan?
hello.
Hold on.
Uh-huh.
For the location,
Uh-huh.
you notice you did not include region. Region.
Region? It's the countries,
Region.
right?
No. Country/region is different from region. Remember region?
Okay. Maybe
Okay.
I didn't see that.
Okay. Okay, that's one thing that I need you to take note, right? So that's
Uh-huh.
why your solution is actually apa ni? Different a bit from what I'm looking for. Okay. If you look at the question, now can you show our question
This one?
now? Because our question and the question for number 2. Can you?
Doctor, excuse me, it's given already in filter, right? Region.
Sorry.
The region I think already given in filter. It's highlighted like a west.
Already west. Okay. Yeah.
In the filter.
Betul? Yes, that's right. I was looking at the hierarchy of his location, right? Hierarchy of his location does not have region as part of it, like we normally say. Because location is country, region, country, state, city, and that was I was looking at that. The filter is correct because this is only showing the west region. Yeah, this is correct. The filter that you put. It is correct because for this question, it's only looking for the west. It's not going to display at the other regions, right? Now, your solution just now, you zoom in. Can you show me what was it that you answer?
This one?
Can you show the question first?
Oh,
Our
shit.
question, the word file.
This one.
The word file of our question. Which one?
Okay. Stop sharing first.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Maybe the question is a bit confusing. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So when you answer this, when you attempt this, you straight away go to the one that you need to submit, or did you go through the 1, 2, 3 above? You're highlighting. What is it just now? Your solution. You is as though you straight away focus on the one that needs to be submitted, right? A
Yeah.
map that displays the city with the highest total products written. Okay, but actually, if you go B part 1, the by joining orders and returns table, that one, there are other attributes which also needs to be there.
Which
Okay.
attribute?
Okay, so the map to show orders and returns. Although the one that I put it down there, I'm only interested in the highest total products written. But my solution, if I show the output of the map actually, okay, because I cannot see orders, I can only see written. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you follow the first part as well, or you jump to the second one?
Maybe I just jump. I
So
the,
okay,
this
that's one thing that you should avoid. Okay, so for your final exam, although what I will be marking, the marks will be given based on if you have this, but if it does not show certain other attributes which should also be there, you miss out the steps, meaning you jump.
Yeah.
Okay, so because take a look back at your map just now, at your solution just now. Okay, let's look at the attributes that's included in your display. You notice, yeah, it's only the green one there. The green one here
Yeah.
is only
The return.
return, right?
Yeah.
You did not have orders. You notice?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is required is actually for you to do the step 1, 2, 3 before you look at what needs to be submitted. There's something hidden. Although you can show me it will be different from my solution because it does not have the things which is supposed to be there if you have done step 1, 2, 3, for example.
Mm.
Okay, it's this is correct, partially correct already. You have to go through the steps of
Orders,
go through
right?
the step. Yeah, you miss out some steps.
Uh-huh.
Although it gives me the answer, but okay. Did anyone else come up with a different answer? Okay, in this map, the one that you the blue spot there, what does that indicate? In the map, you notice that's 375, is it? On the map
Oh, yeah,
itself.
this one.
What is that actually?
It's a city.
If you capture this thing,
Uh-huh.
it would be good if you mouse over your mouse and then screen capture it when it has the detail. Can you open up
Oh.
your tableau? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's okay. We'll do that afterwards. What was it that we were doing? Okay, we were answering question number 1. So here, I'm only interested actually. The one that will be given marks is actually if you show me the total number of products written. It must be for a particular city, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah. The city is not shown there. Is it? Oh no, it's only for the west. Okay. But how would I know that this is actually the west?
Because I
How
use
would I
the
know?
use the filters, right?
I know. But
Uh-huh.
it's just like hold on. Let me. Mana? Sekejap. Wait. I have. Hold on. Where is my solution? Okay. Okay. Can I just present for a while?
Okay, can.
Mhm. Are you able to see my screen? Are you able to see? Are you able to see
Yes, doctor. Yes.
this one? Right? Are you able to see this?
Los Angeles, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh, because when you just show a dot and the value just now, that is west. That is it gives me the C. It gives me the amount of return and so on. Meaning to say, your solution must be able to highlight all the information that I want for that problem. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. If you give me something like that just now, I would not be able. What's the name of the city? If I use your solution just now.
Yes, same.
Okay, hold on, yeah. Stop sharing. Okay. So, Tan, can you show back your solution now? Okay. So this one, was intended to answer question number,
Two.
the first one, right? This is your solution to, what was the query?
The map
Uh,
redirection.
Map, which indicates the,
Highest
it
of
doesn't show,
product written.
display the city.
Uh-huh.
City, I don't know what the name of the city is.
Los Angeles.
It shows me the highest, yeah? Is it there?
Yeah.
The name of the city, no, right?
Uh-huh.
So some information is missing. You have the total number of products written. Okay, hold on, yeah. Okay. Macam mana? Okay. Kejap. So just to highlight, meaning it is a map. Yeah, it is correct. You're using the symbol map. It shows the total, I think, product return, count of product returns, but it doesn't show me the name of the city, because if I'm trying to query, okay, what is that information? It's not enough. Okay, so it would be good if you have all the required attributes to be captured as the answer for that particular question, right? So we can improve further on this. Okay, someone was asking how do we join? Okay, Tan, can you show us the tableau how you join
Okay.
the data? All right, okay. So it's important for those of you who have not tried out this, you better try it out, because there's so many possible answers to this question. But as long as it gives me all the attributes that I want for that query, for example, the city is shown, the total number of returns is shown. But don't forget, when you do the earlier part, it should also include orders written. Okay, so go to the data source, I think. Go to the data source tab, data source tab, your data source tab. On your left, lower, down, tab, the tab.
Oh, here.
Yeah, okay. So some of you might not know how to get to the Sample Superstore. So Sample Superstore is available when you open up, choose a Microsoft Excel, is it? Yeah, Microsoft Excel, and it gives you these tables. There's orders, people, and returns. So in this example, you are to join, right?
Yeah.
So how do we join? Can you show how to join? Or you want to open up a fresh one? Don't want to mess up with
Okay.
this.
I open up.
Yeah, better don't mess up with this. Yeah. Okay, some of you, if you have gone through my tutorials, I think, and also the Tableau exercise, you should be able to, right? So this is how you do it. You choose the Sample Superstore, which is already available in Tableau by default. It will, on the left are the tables which are available there. So you want to join orders and returns. Okay, how did you do that? Some of you did not see that. And you have to choose left join.
Yeah.
This is important. If you mess up with this, you might not get the results that you want. So this is important. It must be using a left join. When you initially pull the orders and return together, it's just showing a relationship. A relationship is not a join. You must click on the orders and then choose the kind of join. Does that answer your question? Apa tadi, help me. Okay. How to know join is left join, right join? Okay. If okay, left join and right join depends on where you put. If you put returns on your left, then it must be a right join. If orders is on your left, then it must be a left join. The position, the one that you drag first, you drag out. If you drag return first, return will be on your left. Then you cannot use left join. It must be a right join. Actually, you have to study the characteristics of the data or attributes inside the table first to allow you to do that, right? But to make it easy, we have done this in our exercise. We use a left join. So if it is a left join, we are assuming that orders is on the left, returns is on the right. Right? By right, you have to study the table first and see. Okay. By orders left join return means all orders must be included. Meaning if we join it this way, orders is on the left, return is on the right, and we are using a left join. What it means is that all rows inside orders table will be part of the output. Meaning all data, all rows on the left hand side of the table on the left hand side must be included in the results. The one on the right hand side, which is returns, would not be matched to all because only any orders that have returns will have a value. So those orders without any returns, the values will be put as null. Right? So that means there's a return or not. We must join it together. Okay, so this data set, the combination of orders and returns, is for us to answer the query that we wish to use. For example, using a map, using a heat map, or highlight table, and so on. All right. Any other questions? Okay, let's continue with the second one. Okay, the first one, did we answer? Okay. Let you finish your first, and then we'll let somebody else share their solution. It could be different. Right, so we know that from Tan's solution just now, there's something missing. The first part just now, that means you have to do some improvement to this, right? So you do not jump straight away to question that needs to be submitted. Make sure you follow the steps 1, step 2, step 3. What is it that you need to do before you answer the query? Okay. All right, next, the next one. This one is, okay, you are to create a highlight table.
Yeah. Do a highlight table visualization that show the subcategory and the numbers of product returns from the city of San Francisco.
So this one is clear because everything is inside there. You notice from your solution, there's the category, there's the subcategory.
Maybe there is something mistake here because the country I never put a region here.
Okay, it doesn't matter that one because for the solution, it wants I only need to see San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can actually remove, which is not needed. That could be fine. If it is included, it is also fine, as long as it answers my query. So, what was the query? It was asking about just to show the highlight table for San Francisco, as long as I can see the category and subcategory, right? Is there any other question asked? What was the highest product? What was the lowest product? No, right? For this particular exercise, there's no question. The question, right? Meaning to say, you have answered the question. No. Macam tak letak hierarchy. Okay, tak letak hierarchy. Some of you ask because you did not create a hierarchy. Okay.
Hierarchy is for the locations, right?
That's right. Yeah. So look at the steps that you have done up there, right? If it actually requests for a hierarchy, because it's based on what was up there, meaning to say you cannot just jump to answer. It's actually if you do step 1, 2, 3 from the question, the earlier one, not the one to submit, right? It actually covers, if it's mentioned that you have to have a hierarchy, then it is understood that should be one. If it is not stated that then the creation of hierarchy, then I can allow that to happen. Meaning to say you just drag the city and so on. Yeah. So based on the question, so your final could be different, right? It could be more detailed. It could be like you must have a hierarchy. So read through properly. Don't assume it's exactly the same. Don't assume this is exactly the same. There could be some slight variations. Okay, don't assume that this is the only solution. The one that you're doing here, okay, it could be different from what you're asked in your final. So read through carefully. What attributes must be there? What steps must be done? Okay, so Here it doesn't matter because it's just asking for the city. You can straight away put it out because it's there as long as you have category, subcategory, city, right? But notice in B number 2 the question says there's a mention of the San Francisco in the West region. That is a hint actually. San Francisco in the West region. That's where, okay, like you said just now, it could either be a filter, right? A filter, or if it is inside a hierarchy just now, there are more than one way to do it. Okay, so in the filter, you must have select only West. This is important. If it does not mention this West region, then it could be open. But it indicates West region was mentioned specifically. We know that you need to use a filter. Okay.
So,
Any other
Doctor, in here,
Yeah.
I also have to add the West region filter, is it? Or just
Sorry,
for the San Francisco?
what was the question?
The
What
question
was it?
is mean in the San Francisco in the West regions, right?
West region, you already have that filter. That's fine.
Okay.
Mm. If there is mentioned here that you create a hierarchy for location, for example, then region must also be part of the hierarchy. But that's not mentioned here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's none. It does not affect the answer. Okay, any other question? Okay, so same question just now. If you did not, okay, for location, if location, what was it? Did we mention about creating a hierarchy for location? No, right? No. So that does not affect. Okay, any other question? Everybody knows that this is a highlight table, right? Now, another thing when you capture, can you expand the show me on the right top corner in the tableau? Here your show me is okay, show me, expand the show me right top corner right hand
Bucu
corner
kanan.
Okay,
Atas. Bucu kanan atas. Show
atas,
me.
show me. Right top
Right
corner.
side, show me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this one is what is it? This is a highlight table, right? Highlight table.
This one.
Okay, highlight table. Yeah. This is important for me to know that you are actually using the right visualization that is asked for, especially if it is regarding map. Okay, so there was a confusion actually for the first task. Nanti later Khalid we can show you your solution, because I was assuming that everybody knows a map. A map, like in your case, you know that map is referring to a symbol map. But another solution that I saw, a map in the form of a heat map. All right, so my question must be specific. So if I mean symbol map, I must use the word symbol map. So I cannot assume that everyone assume the map is a geographic map, not a heat map. Get it? So for your final, if it is a symbol map, I'll clearly say that it's a symbol map. Or if it is a heat map, I must clearly say it's a heat map. Okay? So here, yeah. I think, yeah, because it's not asking, okay, anything. Here, yeah, you sort the thing out. It's good, but it's not part of the requirement unless I say sort your results based on ascending, descending, or and so on. Yeah, but know how to do it. Okay, you know how to do it. So if you answer it this way, it's fine. If you answer it without sorting, it's also fine, as long as it's giving me the indication that you have chosen the right city it shows the category and subcategory. That should be fine. Any other question? All right. Okay, the next one. Okay, another thing that I am taking, that I need to take note is the name of the worksheet. Okay, remember I asked you to rename it as something, right? So make sure you rename it accordingly so that when you capture your solution, make sure it includes those tabs as well. If I cannot see that, I do not know whether you have followed my instruction or not, right? So it is good to capture the whole Tableau interface or RapidMiner interface in case I miss out something. Okay, so next is the dashboard. Dashboard, if you notice, I'm just asking for a dashboard. I did not specifically ask for any query about it, okay, in this exercise. But if in your final, given the dashboard, if you're asked to answer another query, make sure you are able to show that query. For example, okay, you have the dashboard. Show me the orders and returns of Seattle, for example. You have to know Seattle duduk di mana. Something like that, okay? So for this exercise, I simply asked for a dashboard. I did not ask for any specific query. So it's fine. Just show me this combination. It doesn't matter the layout, how it is. As long as the dashboard is renamed accordingly, that's fine. Okay? Any other question? How long does it take you to do this? You have to time yourself because you might get panic, right? Make sure you are able to complete these two tasks at most 1 hour and a half. You cannot exceed because once you exceed, you are unable to put it back in Putra Blast. If the solution is not there within that time, I cannot accept any answer because we'll be audited. You are to submit the solution before the time ends. Okay, so make sure. And if you do have any problem, submission problem in Putra Blast during that day, make sure you backup mail me. Email, just in case. All right, any question? Any question? So Tan, thank you so much
Okay.
for sharing. Anyone else would like to share? Or you have a different solution? Jason, have you done yours? Helmi, ada solution? Alif ke tu tadi? Okay.
Saya salah join tu.
Salah
Saya
apa?
pakai left join. Tu
So
saya
what
tanya.
to use? So okay, show us your problem. What was the problem? It could also happen to somebody else, right? So we want to avoid that. So it is important that you clearly know how to do join because in this task you are asked to join, right? So make sure you know how to join. So can you show us your Tableau solution? Tell me. Boleh? Okay, so I've just got news from IDEC. They postponed the maintenance for the Office 365 because students are using for final exam. So it should be fine, right? So yeah, luckily. So you should not have a problem using the words to submit it. Any question?
Hello, doktor.
Yeah.
Helmi suruh saya bukakan sebab dia buka laptop.
Okay, so sama solution? Dia dah bagi dia punya solution ke macam ni?
Sama kita orang bincang.
Okay. Right. So present. Ni yang mana? Okay. Problem dia tadi was to join the table, was it? The data source. Okay. Let's take a look at the data source. This one betul? Left join? Kan? This is, that's correct, right? The left join just now was correct.
Tadi saya baru tukar, tapi kalau kita tukar lambat dia effect tak dekat sheet yang kita buat sebelum ni?
Oh, tukar kemudian? By right. Tak pernah pula tu cuba. Would you like to what was the mistake earlier? You use a different join. What was the join?
Saya guna inner join.
Inner join. Okay, what's an inner join? So this one hanya, okay. For this, you will miss out those without returns. Right? So meaning only orders with returns that overlap will match. Okay, so meaning to say, other orders without return will be eliminated from your data set. It will only consist of orders with returns. That's what it means, the intersection of those things. Okay, but the one that we want is all orders, regardless having returns or not returns, must be put in because we want to analyze something. Okay, because if you use inner, you cannot have orders. Your order for the others would not be included. You only have returns. Okay, so it could affect some other queries. Okay, but here, you meaning to say, earlier you used inner join. What's the difference with your solution?
I don't see any difference.
Yeah, tak ada beza because our query was only on returns. If I had asked for orders, you will have a problem.
Okay.
The solution would be different. Luckily for this, because it's only asking for values of returns. Yeah, but it would not affect. Yeah. But if I have other queries which requires you to answer, show me orders without returns, then you cannot. Then you wouldn't be able to answer. Okay? Yeah, that's the only thing. Okay, any other question? Okay, can Khalid, you still have the solution to your second part this time, the one that we saw this morning?
Ada.
Your word. Okay. Can you just show that one?
Sure.
Because Khalid did an excellent job. He submitted his solution yesterday or a day earlier, the day before to me, but I only had time this morning to go through. So we went through his work. It seems that that's where I know my question is not. I assume everyone understood that map is a map. In this case, he's actually thinking of map as a heat map, right? Because if you use a heat map, the biggest one is the answer. Here, this is a heat map. So heat map shows Los Angeles 117. That's my answer. That's the answer that we're looking for. But this is not the map that I will have in mind. You get it? He's using this. The word is map. Yeah, so I did not say heat map or symbol map. So he's giving me the solution. By right is correct because it shows me Los Angeles with the number of returns. But this is not what I had in mind. So the weaknesses to my question was I did not give a specific name for the map that I want. Right? So in your final, if I meant symbol map, I will inform you I need a symbol map. If it is a heat map, I'll say it's a heat map, not just map. Okay. Or geographic map, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So although it answers the query, Los Angeles 117, but it is not the one that I'm looking for. Okay. Any other question? Thank you, Khalid.
Tidak tahu.
Anyone else with any solution which is different? Would you like confirmation whether that's acceptable or not? You better share it here. Maybe I miss out something. Yeah, I don't want to assume semua tahu. Anyone else would like to share? Or any other query? You're confident enough to sit for this? It's just, yeah, you should be able to do that in 20 minutes at most for Tableau, 15 minutes for Rapid Miner. Should be done in less than 1 hour. But I'm giving you 1 hour and a half to do the task. Yeah, the remaining would be to do the quiz. So your final, there are part 1 is to do tasks using Rapid Miner and Tableau, just like this exercise. Don't forget to do the quiz, okay? So that 2 hours, you have to do tasks using Rapid Miner and Tableau. That's part 1. Part 2 is the quiz, the multiple choice. There are 20 questions and there's 5 short. I need a short answer. Yeah, 5 questions on that. Any question?
Doctor, in Rapid Miner question, if the training data set is not have any selected attribute, is also right.
Which one? Rapid Miner. Selected attribute meaning? Okay. Meaning? Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to have you have to check your, you have to take a look at your training data set, right? Which one?
If here in your answer, there are 2 selected attribute, which is first in the data categorized and uncategorized. So there are different in selected attribute in up and below.
Okay, what's inside a select attribute just now? What did you select?
Injury is not part of the chosen attribute, and the role is prime spot.
Okay, what's inside the testing? Testing data set, the CSV dual. Is injury in there?
Injury there, I don't check.
The attribute must be the same.
Okay. Means we need to select attribute in here.
Take a look at CSV dual. What? Injury is there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Injury. Why did you decide to remove injury?
Maybe because maybe in sport player, maybe they don't need to have injury, because if they injury, maybe.
Okay, so that is your assumption, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so when you're given this one, it's part of the testing data set. You cannot simply remove. Okay. Or if you had done some attribute ranking to decide which attribute contributes most to the predictability of the model, you have done some other tests, attribute rankings, you have done something else to decide, okay, only these few attributes are meaningful to create a model. You want to remove the others, then that's a different thing. But this task is just as straightforward as it can be. Just follow the attributes which was given by the testing data set. Just follow.
Okay.
Just follow. We don't have to do any other cleaning or testing or for the attribute importance and so on. This is straightforward. Right? Just as long as you check the attributes for the testing match for the training, except for the label part. The label part is the one that you wish to predict, right? So you do not need to remove injury.
Alright.
Just now. Okay. Any other question? Siapa ada tanya tadi? The quiz has only 1 attempt. quiz is only one attempt and it's multiple choice. So if you are given 4 A, B, C, D, and there are 2 correct answers, each of it will be 0.5, 0.5, half mark, for example. And if the anything first in the question, what question? Do we need to remove anything in the first question? Select attributes. No need. No need to remove. Yeah. If the same is, yeah, no need. There's no need to do. It's straightforward, right? Straightforward. As long as the label attribute is not inside the testing. Yeah. Okay, good. Some of you are helping me with the answer. Any other question? You guys, when does the exam start? Next week, right? Semua. When is your first paper?
30th.
30th is our first.
30th is business analytics.
Any other paper? Before that? After that?
Ada. Before ada agent. Agent
is final exam. Is it
yes.
final exam?
Final 30th pukul 8 saya.
30th is our paper.
Ada 2 paper sehari.
Pagi petang. Ours is 8:30.
Agent 11:30.
Oh.
Just 1 hour gap.
Okay. So agent is in the form of a final exam.
Yes, I think it's a form of final exam.
Yeah, form of final, but it will be given through Google Form.
That has not been mentioned, but I think
you don't know. You have no idea of how it's gonna be. Okay.
Putra Blast Rata agent.
Mostly Putra Blast.
Putra Blast.
Yeah, mostly. Of course, it will be through Putra Blast, but the format of how the exam will be conducted. I know that some courses is given partly. First 30 minutes, one question comes out. It's the same, right?
Biasanya macam tu.
Given the duration, you have to submit things. Yeah, so that's okay. Chapters to be included in the quiz would be the last 3 chapters. So the last 3: reporting, integration, analytics. Yeah, the last 3 chapters. So read through the slides. Yeah, what is data warehousing? What is ETL? What is reporting dashboard? Apa lagi? What is a dashboard? What is tak ingat. Okay. Any other question? Any other question? Okay, just another thing that I have to clarify. Okay. The carry marks that I share with you, 50%, right? It's already including the quiz, which is 5%, which appears in your SMP. So in SMP, there should be 15%. 10% was to replace the test 1, which was taken from marks from task 1 and SCL. That's 10%. Another 5% already in SMP is the quiz, which is also the same one that I already counted as part of the 50% marks that I gave you in your carry marks. So 10% is task 1 SEL, replacing test 1. The quiz is actually replacing test 2, which we do not have, right? So it's already 60, right? I gave you 50 just now. What is it? Macam mana dah? You can only see 15% in your SMP because that is for test 1, test 2 by right. That is test 1 and test 2. So test 2 in our case is actually the 5% quiz. I gave you about 45, 50, 60. Betul lah. So carry mark together with the one in SMP total is 60. Your final is 40. Okay, 10% is already in SMP plus the quiz. So don't it's already 60. So the quiz appears twice. The quiz mark is also in your carry mark. If you notice again, one part is the quiz, which is 5%. That's already in your SMP. You can already see that in SMP. So if you minus 5% from the carry marks plus the one in SMP, that is the your carry mark for 60%. I think everyone already passed. I hope so. Any other question? So your final is 40. So the tableau, rapid minor, and the quiz. Yeah. Any other question? Should be okay, kan? Any questions? Okay, if no question, Alif tak ada ke? Is Alif here?
Rasanya tak ada.
Alif tak ada. On the way. So,
Alif COD.
for those of your friends who did not attend this, please share whatever that you have for today. Share with them so that they can do their final assessment as well. Okay, so Halana, the carry marks, you need to minus your quiz first. Okay? Carry marks that I gave you, which was supposed to be 50%, minus the quiz part of it. Then you plus it with whatever marks that you have in SMP. That should be a total of 60%. Okay. Take a look at your chat. Okay, so whatever that you have after you, because quiz appears twice. I thought it's already inside SMP because you can only see for test 1 and test 2 actually. Right? So the other assignments, projects, and so on, I've given you in the carry marks. So remove that quiz part of it, plus whatever that you can see in your SMP, that is over 60%. Okay, any other question? Kalau tak ada, but if we do have, okay, so we should be seeing each other again on the 30th morning for your final assessment. You don't have to be online all the time sebab some of you are using prepaid line or whatever it is. So get the questions from Putra Blast, do the task, then get connected again to submit. That's the thing, okay? You don't have to be like online all the time. If that's not a problem, then fine. Otherwise, for some of you with limited internet access, during the final assessment time, 8:30, download the question, do it. Once you finish, make sure you submit back the PDF file into Putra Blast before the 1.5 hour time limit. If you miss that, I'm unable to help. But if you do have problems with submission to Putra Blast on that day, please also send a backup copy through email, just to be safe, right? But again, the time must be within the time of our exam. So meaning to say, 8:30 till 10 a.m. on the 30th of July that is the time limit for you to submit the rapid minor and tableau task, the PDF file, right? And then after that, you need to attempt the quiz. Don't forget the quiz. It's also in Putra Blast. So part 1, the assignment. Part 2 is the quiz. Quiz will only be open after 10. I know. Should be 9:30. 9:30, 10:30. The earliest would be 9:30. But it should be 10 onwards. Yeah, because some of you might finish early. Then you can start with your quiz. Quiz is a single attempt. Okay, so the marks, I don't see the marks. I can't remember. It's partly 10, 2020. The quiz is 20. The task is 20. Yeah, good. Can't remember. You don't need to submit the mock. It's just that for you to time yourself, and to make sure that would there be any problem in submitting? Okay, what if you exceed the file size? Okay, so there's a file size limit. Yeah.
Hello?
Okay, what was it? Submit mock. No. So just test out, okay? Just in case when you submit, you exceed the file limit and so on, at least I know what problems you could be facing, okay? If you test things out and face any problems, then we should be able to solve it before the actual day. So I'm worried that maybe file limit size, because for the final they put a limit. I think 1% is only berapa? What was the size of your PDF file when you submit things? Is it small? Because there's a file size limit for the final exam. 2020, yes. So this one should be it. Yeah, 20 marks for rapid manner tableau, 20 for the quiz. Yeah. So please read the notes, the slides. Okay, everything is from there. Any other question?
Doctor, I want to ask. For the quiz, will be given 1 hour, right? Or
The
30
quiz.
For example,
yeah, the earliest time
someone-
it should be open at 9:30. The earliest it could be open at 9:30. I'll set that one as 9:30 is the earliest. Meaning to say, I'm not worried much about that one. I'm worried about the first task. The first task will be open for 1.5 hours, but the quiz is open starting at 9:30. Yeah. For those of you who have finished early, you attempt the quiz at 9:30 onwards. Yeah.
Okay.
But for those of you who are struggling, do not exceed the 1.5 hours, because if you exceed without submitting your solution to Putra Blast, you lose that mark. So I'm afraid of that one. So please be sure you test out submission for your mock, just in case, some technical things that you are not aware of, just in case, to avoid any panic during that day, test it out. But okay, if you have submitted something and you wish me to see your solution, just share that in our group so that I can take a look at who needs some advice and so on. Yeah, maybe you have come up with your own solution. You want to say, is this the correct one? Is this not enough? And so on. Just inform. Okay. But
okay.
Before the exam, not during the exam. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you, Doctor.
All right. So if not, that's it. Thank you very much. That's it, right? No more questions? So I think we'll stop here. I hope everyone get to do their final assessment well. I think it should not be any problem. Right? Right. Thank you very much. We'll see you. Don't forget to do your assessment. Teaching assessment. Some of you have not done that. Right? So thank you very much. Good luck. All the best. Okay.